Welcome to At the Nurses Station, a podcast for nurses about everything but the patients. Sam and I are here on a Monday midday. It's kind of both of our mornings. Sam worked last night. I am about to go in, so we are crossing paths in the night, so to speak.
Yeah.
How was your night last night?
It was way fun. It was busy. So busy. But it was the third shift in a row, and it's just been, so what did I work with you like 4 or 5 shifts ago, I think?
Yeah.
In my calendar, and every one of them has been a blast. So
yeah, I'm glad that you have had fun, because I did not have fun one of those shifts.
Which was amazing. Great.
Well, I think that's what we kind of wanted to talk about today. Because we've been talking about the health of nurses and, physical health and mental health. And I thought it was very interesting that I had probably one of the worst shifts of my life where I literally wanted to quit. I was going to pull I'm never coming back here again mood out. And you were having an amazing time. And so we've been kind of talking about how those horrible, horrible shifts are actually positive for half the people and then horrible for the other.
Yeah. Okay. I have to ask you though, we've all had shifts where it's I'm going to quit this place and never come back. And I feel like that's usually for me based on or something organizational, it's not safe here. We don't know what we're doing, or I'm not going to put up with this crap anymore. That's how you felt, or were you just frustrated at more acute things?
It was definitely acute. So I've had those moments too, where I'm just our entire healthcare system is horrible and I'm done fighting the good fight and being understaffed and treated like crap by patients, even though I have done nothing but worked my ass off for 20 years to help you people. I've had those shifts. This was I'm throwing a tantrum because nothing is being done the way it should be done. And it's not even the way I think it should be done. It's no, really, there's a right way of doing things. I'm getting a little worked up already just thinking about it. And it was, oh my gosh, I was so frustrated, beyond frustrated. It was horrible.
I only ask because I would feel bad as your coworker and as your friend if I was gleefully riding across the nurses station, leaning on the what was it, the airway cart that I just was riding back and forth as I was chit-chatting with you. If it truly was one of those life crisis sort of moments, but that wasn't the vibe that I got at the time. The vibe that I got was Kelly's on a rampage because nobody can keep up, and I was just going to stay out of the way.
I was on a rampage. I actually had to go back and apologize to a couple people the next day because I was it wasn't you. I didn't apologize to you.
Oh, you didn't have to apologize to me.
Oh, no, I did apologize to you. I texted you and I was I'm so sorry. I was such a grump, but a couple other people that I had used as my sounding board and I, just vented to, I had to go back and just say, I'm sorry. And they were no, it was horrible. It was a horrible, horrible shift. I get it. And I don't,
go ahead.
I just don't know if it was, I don't know. It was the perfect storm, right? You had this section that had these really critical kids and I was coming to help you. Right. Well, and another section that nurse was nowhere to be seen. You and I were resuscitating this one, and then we're going and fixing this one, and then we're doing this and bouncing around. Meanwhile, I have a section also with critical kids, but they weren't dying, but were just sitting around not getting anything done for hours upon hours upon hours. And I have to be the nurse to keep going in the room to these irate parents of why is my very ill child not being seen, and having no good answer for them. That was my issue.
Yes, you were stuck in the middle. I think half of my patients were just like, meh, whatever. They're lined and labbed and they're just going to sit there and wait to get discharged. And then, yeah, I can't even remember what the second one was, but yes, I had two that were actively like, if we all don't come into this room, they're going to die. And I did want to just point out that some of your attitude was worth it, because if we were bouncing from critical room to critical room and I was as good of a nurse as you and I kept missing lines and then a nurse like me kept getting them, I'd be pissed off too. So, I mean, it was warranted. Don't.
Are we going to go there, Samantha? Okay. So we have this bed that had a pressure of nothing over nothing and looked dead. And I am trying to get a line with a 22, which is still too small for what we needed. And she was so clamped down, there was nothing. And here comes Sam, and she gets a 24 gauge in the hand, and then she doesn't let it go for the rest of the shift, that she got a line and I didn't.
Well, I'm pretty sure I did it again too in the other room.
Go walking into my room, and what did you say to me? I was so mad. You're just like, oh, are you actually going to get a line in there?
Yeah. And then you didn't. So it was fine.
No, I did. Thank you. But I had to dig for a minute. And you gave me the yips, because I'm sitting there like, if I miss this line, Sam is just never going to take her crown off.
I mean, we know you're a better IV start than me, which is the only reason that I get to do this, because it's fun and because another weekend's going to come by and I'm going to need you to come back me up and save my tush. So it's fine, but it was fun. Yeah.
But that's like what we're talking about is I had this like horrible shift, and Sam was having a great time just, laughing, riding her IV cart, her airway cart all around. And she's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you're in such a bad mood. This is so much fun. So it's funny to have different perspectives on the exact same shift. And we were literally working side by side the whole time.
And you've had shifts where you are in my position as well, right? And so I think when we've talked about mental health and physical health, it's always in compensation to our job. Mm-hmm. But I think it would be interesting to explore, at least for a little while, the idea of actually how do we stay healthy and how do we find the goodness in, which is so annoying. Okay, I'm going to back up for a second, because when people are like, oh, the goodness of nursing, you're like, yeah, when I held the hand of the person that was dying, or I got the mom a cup of coffee because she'd been awake for 48 hours, or gave the homeless person a sandwich, whatever. Yes, fine. Great. Like nursing, compassion. Yes. But there is more fun and more goodness to be had, I feel like, between us, the magic that happens between all of us. And I think that's way fun. So I have a lot of opinions about why I think it happens. Maybe you could think of a shift that wasn't horrible.
No, I think that's a good way of putting it. I mean, on this podcast, we want to talk about things away from the bedside, Yeah. And all that compassion that, people see at the bedside, and us taking a deep breath and putting ourselves aside to take care of the patients. That's one thing. But what we're talking about is at the nurses station, the humor and the camaraderie and that amazing choreography of working together. That's what makes it fun. That's the times when I go home and I'm just like, yeah, we nailed it. Mm-hmm. We kicked butt today. I think that has a lot to do with who we work with, which is why I was having upsetty spaghettis that day, because I would love working with Sam, but the provider that we were with was just pushing my last everything. So I think when we have that really good shift, it's who we're working with, how we're working together, like how well everything is going, like how smoothly it's being run. Do you agree?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yes, I think there's that. I mean, of course, we're like, oh, it was such a great shift. It was really chill and all my families were really easy, but I like the flex. I like the stretch. I like the busy. I like the on your toes, moving and grooving. I think the beginning of this weekend, we had a patient and all of a sudden you hear the doctor say, I need more nurses in here. And you're like, sweet, I'm a nurse. Let's go. And you walk in and I guess what I would say, not to have too much at the bedside or too much specific about our unit, but in our unit, we do have we hire, I feel like fairly often. So we do have some new employees all the time. But when you're in there with like all the ones that you've worked with for 7 or 8 years, and you can, well, I guess I haven't worked with anyone that long. I haven't been there that long, but still, like you've been there for a while.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's me, but like there's maybe one nurse that's a little grumpy about what's going on. You've got the other ones that have just walked in and are like, well, what can I help with? I could do that. I could do this. You've got somebody getting meds, the docket, like it's just rolling, but there's a funness to it where you're just, for me, I like to pick and prod. And I think that's how I connect with people, like a little joke here, a little nudge there, like the IV thing. And so I think it's fun when you get into those rooms and you're just, yeah, I don't know how would you, because it's not like I'm insulting people at the bedside.
No, but there's something to be said about being in a code situation, or even not a code, just a critical situation, a busy situation. And somebody's handing me what I need next without me having to say a word. Yes. You know, like when you got the IV that I didn't get, Miss Sam, and I have your tubes ready.
Amen.
And to you across the bed. That's where it's that, the enjoyment of it. It's like, this is how it's supposed to be. We have done this so many times, and when it just runs so smoothly.
I like that too. Yes. That's why codes and traumas feel so good when it's good, and it's hard to explain to people because they're like, it's horrible. And you're like, yeah, but when it's right. I mean, I also really love being in like a outlandish situation. So one of the ones this weekend, all of a sudden some employee like started yelling like a question was asked and she was a little irritated and just like, and all of us are like, okay. And it's just like those more of like those sort of funny moments that I think are like hilarious as well, where you all just had this shared experience and you're like, what in the world?
Right. It's like, even the most gross things, right? Like,
yeah.
When you see somebody splashed with bodily fluid, it is the funniest thing. And we will all, it's not funny for the person that got splashed, but you will remember it. And when you walk out of that room, everybody's going to hear about it and it's going to be hilarious.
Well, I had to change my pants on Saturday night because a rectal temp prompted the Shigella diarrhea to just go shooting everywhere, all over my pants, in my shoe. And it's just like, what?
You're going to the bathroom with our baby wipes and just scrubbing.
Well, and no, I was like, find me new pants.
Well, yeah, but did it go through like your skin?
No, I don't think so. And you can't contract Shigella through your leg skin.
I don't care. I'm not going to leave poo on my skin if it.
I don't think it went through. My leg wasn't wet. I did have to bleach my shoe, and then I had to wear the slippy sock. Or non-slip sock, skid sock, or whatever it is. But you're right. It's things like that, and then to like come back out. And so yes, you struggled with a provider, and then I always with one. But then everyone else at the nurse's station is like, it's just so funny to watch you two try to have even a single conversation. I'm just like, just trying to do my freaking job. But It's when you have staff that you connect with, I think, that are your friends, that are skilled. I don't want to do any of this with people that can't do their job. That's no fun.
Absolutely. We talk about this all the time. Number one, you have to do your job.
Yeah.
Okay? You can be the funniest person in the world, but if we are in a room and you don't know what you're doing, it's not fun for me.
Which is what's important.
Yeah. Me enjoying myself and my job is number one priority. So if you don't know what you're doing, just back up. Or ask in an appropriate way how you can help. And I will give you step by step, like, I need you to do X, Y, Z.
I'm pretty sure from across the gurney, I started to mime, and then whisper, and then finally just had to say out loud, write it down. Because there was, God bless her, just standing there, taking it all in.
Yeah.
You need to write this crap down.
Come on.
Let's go. But she didn't have a pen, so, you know.
Well, we need to start somewhere.
It's just, okay, so in the moment, it's fun doing, well, like, again, you were having a crummy shift. The whole weekend was busy and was a blast because I had really great nurses and staff that I was working with. So and sick patients just constantly. So we were bebopping, doing all of that stuff. After the fact, though, because hospitals are known for being gossipy, and it's true.
Oh, yeah.
We are gossipy, but I wonder, is that part of the health of what we do? Is that part of like the decompression and I don't know, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like if I can't verbalize what I just experienced, then it's unhealthy. So I know that, like, talking behind people's backs or whatever, yes, we should not do that. But I've said this before, if I do something to piss you off, which I know that I do to some people, you have my permission to talk about it because we need to move on from that. And I don't think we all need to like have these like sit down chit chats, because in the heat of the moment, sometimes people say things and then somebody takes it wrong. We don't need to like have all the feelers out there. We can just like, we can talk about it to our friends. Right?
Yeah. Yes, I agree, because it takes more of an emotional toll from me. Like, so say I get accosted in the break room and somebody's like, we really need to talk about like our communication style, or I really feel like you were, I don't know, whatever people say about me. I don't really care. And I just want to address it with you. That takes like, now I'm stressed. Now, anytime I'm in the room or do any communication with them, it has to be like, there's just so much more where I could just fake it otherwise. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to like monitor yourself and try and quote unquote repair this relationship when really it's like we live in a high stress environment and we need to be able to just speak and then everybody just deal with their own emotions in their own way. Like, don't put that on me. Don't put that back on me that I hurt your feelings. Like, sorry, we work in an ER. It's going to happen. You're going to get your feelers hurt. So figure it out. Find out who you can talk to.
Yes.
And then you go blah, blah, blah about it. And if I overhear it, I'd be like, I don't care. I don't care.
Which is not to excuse like totally unprofessional or like hateful behavior. But I think someone was described this weekend as being not as scary as Sam and not as nice as someone else.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not even that scared. I'm only 5'7". I'm not like lumbering and like walking around like, I don't know, with a pitchfork or something. I don't feel like I wear bows sometimes. I'm not scary.
I feel like if I was a newer nurse, I would be terrified of you.
Really?
I feel like the only reason I'm not scared of you is because whatever. Like,
why would you be?
We're kind of similar. I mean, people don't think that, but we are. I understand your communication style. And when you just like raise your eyebrows and go, okay, in your head, I know that you're like, okay, whatever, bitch. Like, let's
move on.
But let's move on. And so I just go, okay, right back at you. And then we can just go about our day. Like, I wish we could all do that.
We can't, it's not a reasonable expectation for all of us to be like close friends. It's just, I don't think it's like how people work, right? Like you have friends, people that you connect with. So expecting that from all of us is too much of a toll. We need to be respectful, obviously, but, and generally kind. But yeah, when you're doing these things and then you get to do it with the crew that you are like friends, just like friends organically with, and you're around like a patient like that. And it's like, I would never think less of you for getting the line because I already think that you're an amazing IV starter. And so sometimes it's just kind of fun to be in a room and be like, 24 in the left hand.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And in the same token, like there's other, like, shall we say, little cliques of nurses that we work with that when they're having their little moment, I'm not like hopping in trying to like get in on the gossip train. Yes. You know, it's like, no, you guys have your thing. And if I'm working with a group of people that are all like newer, younger nurses or something, I mean, I do have really good friends that are younger too, but I don't try and like make myself a part of a group I'm not a part of. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If that's
a good point. Right. And keeping those boundaries, I think, and not forcing it actually to like come back around makes it easier to function with them. Cause it's just not like this forced interaction. Cause yes, there's like a handful of nurses that I don't like know particularly well, and don't spend like a lot of time with. And, but we can still operate just fine and have a good time. And it's actually those moments that allow us to connect. But the decompression, or like when that one employee yelled, I walked out and I looked at another person sitting at the desk that was in there. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Did that just happen? She's like, oh my gosh. And then you get to like talk about that. And it livens it up a little bit and makes it not so important in your day, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's nice.
Yeah. So back to your like original question, is gossip okay? I mean, in my world, yes. And no amount of management is going to tell me that I can't
talk about people.
Yeah. I mean, it's my right as a human being.
Yeah. Free speech. You got it. And it's not like we're walking around being like, oh my gosh, did you hear like what would it be for me? What she did to her children, like what she teaches her kids, or like something about her husband, or like this or that. I don't know. It's not like
she wore clogs. Your favorite, not clogs. What is it? What am I trying to say?
Birkenstocks.
Yeah,
the Birkenstocks.
Sam hates Birkenstocks, and she will tell me, or no bra. That
is like that's literally just not okay. Like that has got to be like a dress code violation or something. I don't.
Yeah, what would that say? Nipples may not be apparent underneath scrub tops.
Okay, listen, it's not about that though. I've got to be really honest. It's the movement. It's like, it's just too wiggly and unpredictable. We need like some more structure.
I need to know where they're going next.
Yes, they need to stick with the body. No sudden movements. Like, and what if you tapped one of those suckers on accident? Because we're like on top of each other next to these little babies. And it's just like, I don't know. No. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's more to, I just like, honestly, I just had like such fun shifts. I was like, that would be so fun to talk to Kelly about these. And
what I do think is interesting is that you and I enjoy those kind of shifts.
Yeah.
Like, I like to be busy. Mm-hmm. I like to be busy in a good way. I like to be using my skills, I guess is a good way of putting it. Mm-hmm. But then we also work with people who they don't want to do anything. A good shift to them is they take care of 5 patients in 12 hours and they sit around on their phones. Do you think they really enjoy their job? Or do you think that they're like in the wrong place if that's a good shift to you?
So what do we make it like 6 episodes in before we're going to get canceled? Great. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a question that we need to ask. This may be very particular to emergency nursing, but or maybe no, any nursing. I don't know. To me, if you're not excited to use the skills that you have trained for, that you have practiced, all of that, if you would rather sit there and do nothing, maybe it's not the right place for you.
I mean, so I think in the what's specific to the ER is like the adrenaline junkie part of it. Mm-hmm. Like, give me something, because of what was going on this weekend. I was like, give me like a mass cash, not of children, of adults, but like, I'll go help. Or like, let's do like a little stabby here, or like maybe something. Like, I was like ready to like run the decon room. I was just like, let's go. I think that feeling might be more particular to ER, maybe ICU a little bit, first responder kind of things. But no, I agree with you, especially in a job like nursing where you're so body and mind forward. If there's nothing about the job that excites you or gets you like invested in it, our job is really tasky on the outside, right? Oh my gosh. I was like 2 tasks behind for like 6 hours last night, and it was killing me. I was just like, I kept having this like not super sick patient that needed a lot of things done. But then I kept getting slightly more ill and less stable patients. And so I just could never circle back around to get this line going. And it was killing. So anyway, it's very tasky on the outside. But I think our drive to get the tasks done actually comes from our enjoyment of our actual job and then doing it well. And so if you don't have that, then it literally just is like cleaning your house, checking boxes. Like, well, I have to do the dishes so that I can eat my next meal. Like, I have to vacuum so that like my house doesn't smell, or like, whatever. So if you don't have that little like fire that makes it, if you can't make it fun somehow, and you just really don't want to do it at all, I was about to say, I don't want you in my department. And that might be a little harsh, but you're not the one that I'm going to want to like crash into. Oh, I was just dying because the primary nurse of one just like could not get this line. And she was just like emoting so much grump about it in the room. And the rest of us are just like and that's like, that just made it so much more fun because we knew her so well. And, but if it's just all drudgery to you, like, move out of my way. Like, don't take my train down. Like, no.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying, is that our job should be fun. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, why do we still do this when, because of 5 billion negative reasons of how hard our job is, but we keep coming back. And for me, it's because I love who I work with. I love that adrenaline rush. It gives me outlet for a part of my personality that I don't get to use outside of work, because I'd probably be a crazy person. But I see so many people that I've worked with over the years that they're just like lumbering into work, and it's like, well, this is my job. Or doctors that clearly do not enjoy their job,
that have not done it for years.
Yeah. And to me, there's nothing that can bring down like a group of people, like 1 or 2 people that clearly don't want to be there. They don't want to do their job. They don't have any desire to learn. That to me, I just want to look at those people and be like, then why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Find another job. Like, it's not hard. If you're a nurse, it is not hard to find another job. There's 1,000 out there you could have next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I get that. And you remember at like 4:15 in the morning when another fevering 6-year-old checks in and you're just like, I don't know that I can say words in this room. Like, I'm not sure that I can do this again. So I get the idea of just like not wanting to at some points, but when it gets rolling, it's just so, oh, my feet hurt so bad last night. But I was like, ugh. But it's that stretch that actually feels good. Like, it's like working out. Like, it's the effort and the burn and the exhaustion that actually feels bad, but like feels good in the moment. And it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain that to people, but I think it keeps us mentally healthy when we've talked about, I mean, you're so well versed in it, how our brain processes trauma and how all I can think of is inside out, what color our memories are.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's traumatic to see what we see in the gurney, to do what we're doing to human bodies, right? Like, It's not great. And it's not like touchy-feely, lovey-dovey. But when we reframe it and recolor it kind of with these positive emotions over the top of it, it allows us to keep going. And I think that's so healthy for us.
Yeah. I mean, you're truly having the anger, fear, disgust, sadness, joy, all at once. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're really blessed in that in our career because we get to experience the world in a way that most people don't. Mm-hmm. Like, we get to experience this full range of emotions, and that comes out of us in a myriad of different ways in the moment. And I feel like when you're working alongside someone that has done this for a while, that has taken the time to process those emotions, that has the experience to frame things in multiple ways, like, that's where it's this connection between us of like, this is horrible and wonderful. This is ugly and beautiful. This is, all of these things together, and we're experiencing it together. And those are the moments where you're just like, wow, I'm really lucky to like live this life and work in this profession.
Especially in the context of what they call it, the loneliness crisis right now. Right. So I think of, and then that also makes me think of work-life balance, which I think is especially we've talked about like the pull of the hospital and that just like how that can be really dangerous and unsafe. Mm-hmm. But then I think of when I've worked like office jobs, and I've worked with wonderful people and had good relationships with them. When they're not nurses, it takes a long time to connect and like learn anything about people, because I've done office jobs with other nurses, and within like a month we text each other all the time. Even when it's remote work, like, everything about their kids, like you just connect so fast. But I wonder if our job is kind of protective against some of these other mental health phenomenons that we're seeing more globally. Because I go to work and I'm surrounded by people, and it's not like I go to work and share every emotion that I have and like it's therapy, but I don't feel lonely. And I feel like I've met people that I can truly, like, I know what it is to trust someone in a crisis. Like, I know what that feels like. And I know what it feels like to be trusted, which is actually really fulfilling too. And important, like gives you a sense of, I don't know, what would you say, like purpose, and it feels good to be trusted.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's something that's protective for us in our job that is actually helpful in the outside world.
Yeah, I think that there's something to be said about how genuine our relationships are, because we see each other at our best and our worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm throwing a tantrum, I don't act like that at any other point in my life. But at that point, like I am angry and frustrated and just blah. And for my coworkers to see me like that, but then know that, 90% of the time I'm pretty happy. And
yeah.
there's this genuine quality to our relationships that does just kind of fill the emotional need that we have, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that even though I don't hang out with a lot of people outside of work, the bond that we have created between certain coworkers, I could probably call any of those people if I needed to, and they would answer and they would be there in a crisis. And I don't know that the larger world really has that, because maybe they don't share themselves the way that we're forced to share ourselves.
Yes. And you say that, and I think you think like more emotional, like support. And like, I know that I could call them and they would be, and I just am a little bit different than you in that way. And I think in my world, I have a very small family and very like limited amount of adults that we kind of like have around our children.
Mm-hmm.
And often in like my, more panicked moments, I'm like, who would help? Who could do? And not that I would like hand my family off to like any nurse that I know, but there's this sense of like, oh no, I know that I can ask these people to do things, and I know that they can do them. Like they can be trusted to do, maybe not to like my standards or like my specificities or whatever, but I don't know, like I could ask them to physically come and help. And they're people that I know I just keep saying that. I'm not sure that there's a way.
Absolutely. A friend of ours, she needed help moving like at a last minute. And I was like, okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll find a truck. I'll come help.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a bad back, but we'll figure it out, because I think that we're lucky enough to live, to work in a environment where we're all helpers. Like that's ingrained in us. Like you need help, I'll be there. Uh-huh. So
love to be needed.
Yes. Ask me for my help, please. It fills my cup.
Mm-hmm. But I think it can be healthy outside of where I think mostly our job is taking from us. We have to figure out how to recover from it. I like walked away from these last two kind of weeks. Well, there was like a couple of points where I was like, what am I going to do about this? You know me, am I like throwing a fit, or is this like really, is this really a situation that I need to figure out how to manage? So they're like intermittent, but overwhelmingly it was just kind of like, and it was hard work. Like it was hard work. Even when we got on here, you're like, you look tired. I'm like, well, freaking I am.
You did. Your eyes are bright now.
Well, now that we're talking about it, it's like, oh my gosh, the children. Because it was I'm like, you're going to work. I'm like, do you want me to come? Do you want me to come with you? Are we going to do something fun? Can I come?
I know when we were having the stuff happening in our city a few nights ago, we were slammed, and I was so afraid I was going to have to like do, big things. And I was like, I should just call Sam. I bet she'd come in.
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, I have to be careful. I think too, when you're saying that part of your personality, I think that, I don't know what I would do if I'm not nursing, because I'm like, give me something hard and make it hard and important. Like I want to accomplish something. And
yes, I very pridefully, like I want my job to matter. And
I wasn't thinking like it. I wasn't thinking about it like that at all.
Well, when you said important, right?
Oh.
Like, I want what I do to matter, and it does. And that gives me a lot of what I need. It fills me up to like know that I work hard and I'm good at what I do and I make a difference. So I can't just go work at a coffee shop. I just can't.
Really? If I could make it a game, if I could win at the coffee shop, I might be able to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could do anything, but would I be?
Okay.
I could do anything, Sam. What were you singing at me? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. I think it's a real song, but I just remember it from the Nike commercials like 20 years ago. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. I can.
I know. What is it from? I think it is from something. Anyways.
It sounds black and white to me, so it must be old. I don't know. It sounds like it was recorded. That being said, I will give you the pride aspect, because then I think like raising our children is difficult and important. Like making a good home life is difficult and important. Making your neighborhood, like those are all difficult and important. And I don't want to downplay them, but please put me in a code.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like finish the day and like my house is clean and my kids are all fed and the laundry's done. And I'm like, nailed it.
I know.
I killed that day at home.
But those are important. I don't want to dance. Like those are important things. We just have a problem.
Yeah, we're probably not well.
No.
But yeah, I love saving a life. That's just all there is.
I love saving a life. But do you know what I really love? My favorite are the comments after, things like, well, I've never seen a patient who was wide awake being bagged. And you're just like, oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. There's a lot of those moments where we come out and we're like, well, that was something, huh?
I guess, well, how many siblings do you have? 2?
No, just one.
Just your sister.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just have a brother. And I think to some extent, like when we get into the place that we're at now, I feel like I'm part of like a big kind of like sibling cousin family where we all kind of know each other's dirt and we know, and it's just so much fun. I just like,
yeah. And a lot of like the gossip isn't like really gossip. It's like teasing.
Yes.
And like a sibling rivalry. And I'm mad at this cousin right now, but I still love them.
Yeah.
Like behavior.
And I'd still show up for them for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I still love them, but they just pissed me off.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's what it is, like that, which I mostly hate, because then you get like corporate that's like, we're all a family here and who's your best friend at work, and just gag me. But it happens all by itself, and it just is so, anyway, it was so good. So I'm sorry. I know that I sort of derailed our episode today, but
no, I love it.
Had good shifts and it was way fun. So
I know. And now I'm leaving for work in half an hour and I'm excited to go to work. Sometimes we need to stop bitching and talk about the good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good reminder that it's very easy to go down the negative path.
Yes.
And so to like remember that we do have fun and love our job and love our coworkers is important.
Yeah. It like gets me, I think I started this episode like all slouched in my chair and now I'm like sitting on my legs. I'm like all popped up. I'm like, I want to go. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. And we're both like sports, like grew up playing sports. It's a very similar vibe to like before the ball drops. I'm like, okay. Or, is it Monsters University, that purple guy in the race, and he just wants to touch the sticky things, even though it's a bad idea? That's how I feel like sometimes. I just want to touch it. Just let me go. I just want to go do it.
For sure.
Okay. Well, it's kind of a shorter episode, and I know that you have to go. I didn't know if you wanted to do questions or talk if there's any other subjects that you wanted to throw in about. I mean, the physical health of a good shift is horrible, because I probably ate like 2.5 donuts last night and like 2 slices of blueberry cake that somebody brought. And
yeah. No, I mean, I think, it's summer. Our kids are, you homeschool, but my kids are just finishing school. So I just wanted to see if you had any fun plans for the summer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, July is camp month. So we're moving into boys camp. So that we will all be there because I'll be the nurse. That's followed up immediately by adventure camp, where my eldest goes out and just like does feral man things for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then fiddle camp, and then VBS. So
I have to say something about camp. I loved camp as a kid. Camp is very expensive now. Like so expensive.
Yeah.
And last year, my son wanted to go to camp with a friend of his. It was like $400 for a week.
Yeah.
And his birthday's end of May. And so we were like, okay, that's going to be your birthday present.
Aww.
Like all of that. He went, and when I went and picked him up, I mean, he looked like he hated every part of camp. He could not tell me one good thing.
Right.
And just, yeah. And I'm just like, so now I am very hard pressed to ever spend money on camp again. I'm like, I can take you into the woods and take you camping if you want to do that. But like, it was such a waste to me. And I don't know if it was just his personality. Like, do your kids actually enjoy camp?
Are you kidding me? They've been talking about it. As soon as it turned June, all I've heard about is boys camp every day, like every lunch, just talking about boys camp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're dirty from like the moment we get there. They look feral the whole time and they love every second of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. I don't know if it's because, I mean, we're lucky. My parents live on a lake. And so, which is 30 minutes away. So we can hop in the car and go out and I can take them tubing on the lake, like every day of the summer. So I don't know if they're just entitled little brats about it or what, but.
For my boys, I will say, so I don't camp by just principle. I don't need to be out in a, flimsy paper structure living off of the land for money. That interests me 0%. I refuse cooking my own food over a fire. No, thank you. Not like
so maybe it's just more of a novelty to your boys.
No, because they camp once a month with their like little Boy Scouty thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually going to say, I think that it's the independence from like the structure and from mom, because they're with me all day, every day. And we have a very structured day in life, but then they go to boys camp and they're in cabins with other boys. They have to be responsible for all of their stuff. And I'm not like, making sure they brush their teeth or they take a shower or have clean underwear. I'm there as a nurse, but I don't involve myself in any of these things.
Right.
And they get to be around, they don't go to school, so they're never around that many children at one time. So they're around like 100 other boys. I don't know. Send your boys with me. They'll have fun. It's more expensive than $400, but
per child.
Yeah.
I don't know. The cost of things right now is really bothering me.
I'm sorry.
The cost of everything in the world is just.
This is not because we are wealthy. Please do not misunderstand this.
No. You have to work hard for it. It's choices.
Yeah, we sacrifice a lot to send them to this. And then, of course, because I'm there, we get like a little bit knocked off because they don't have to pay a nurse to be there. But I remember loving camp too.
I loved camp. And I went to adventure camp. Like there was like the camp where it was, I don't know what they call it. I called it the boring camp. It's like where they were like in cabins and stuff. And then adventure camp, we were in teepees and went rock climbing. I mean, it was like out in the woods. And then like for one day we would come into boring camp and get to go swimming and stuff with them and do arts and crafts. We played like capture the flag and I loved camp. And that's why I was really excited to send my son last year. And I was so disappointed in his reaction.
I just went to church camp and we stayed in condos at a ski resort.
That's not camp.
Oh, I loved it. It was great. And then we went to like a more regular camp for the years after that. But I loved camp because you just got to hang out with, well, it's co-ed, so you got to hang out with all the boys.
Yeah.
And then I married one of them, so it was fun.
Oh.
Good.
I think I had a kids at camp when I was younger.
Not a church camp.
Well, aren't all camps church camp? I feel like all of them have some type of, most of them, maybe not the YMCA, but.
I don't know.
Well, what are you planning for yourself this summer? That's my other question. Do you have, are you going to any concerts? Do you have any girls' trips?
No.
You don't do anything for yourself?
I don't know how to, you're going to edit out all of the silence that I'm giving you right now. No, I don't. I go run and that's great. And I sleep on the picnic table because it's all nice and sunny. So that's for me. And I take the boys on hikes in the morning. I love that. But no, I went and saw my girlfriends in April. So that was nice. Yeah.
I just bought tickets to Shaky Graves, which is coming to town. I don't know if you know them, but you should go. We could do a girls night.
I'm going to the lake with you. That will be fun.
Yes, you are coming to the lake.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
Yes.
But that's really it.
It's allowed because I don't want to have to monitor all the life jackets. That's stressful for me. Oh, I was going to say and sunscreen, but you don't put sunscreen on your kids, so I wouldn't have to worry about that one.
No, because it, causes cancer. So. Are you excited for our crunch episode? It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Okay, well, what is your goal for your shifts this week then? What do you want to focus on?
I'm going to make it easy. My goal is not to spend money on food.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I go in there, I always pack a lunch, but then depending on the shift, if I'm not having a very good shift, I reward myself by spending money and getting Uber Eats. And it's kind of ridiculous. It's unnecessary and it usually doesn't taste that great. Mm-hmm. So that's my goal. No Uber Eats this week.
No Uber Eats.
And I'm not going to say something stupid like just be positive because that's just not who I am.
Could you teach a baby nurse something new?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I could teach a doctor something.
Oh, well, I know the doctors that you're working with tonight and probably not.
They don't need to.
No, they're good. They know what they're doing. You don't need to teach them anything.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be fine.
All right. Well, you know how it goes.
Yes,
I do very much, just a little piece of me just really loves when I can share information with providers. Because I really like to know latest
best practice.
Best practice. Thank you. So when I can share those little tidbits, it makes me happy.
When does that ever go well for you?
Not very often.
Yeah, I bet not. I bet not.
You're so the latest research is that we should do a CTA on every strangulation, whether they lost consciousness or not, or whether they have any marks. That didn't go. I didn't get the order for the CTA.
You didn't. That wasn't a winning comment. I can't even imagine.
No, but I know that I'm right, and that there's a little part of me that just needs to say it out loud. I don't know why that's a goal of mine to be right, but listen, it's better than being wrong.
There's one provider that we work with that would respond okay to that, and that's because she's a gift from God. So that's fine.
Yes.
And also, I don't ever want to hear crap about the ongoing problem that I have, because what you said just now is exactly what I struggle with every single time. It's well, I'm right, and I'm going to say it, and it's going to get ignored, and I'm going to have to go do what I didn't want to do anyway. So,
yeah. Okay. So, well, then I guess our goal is that we share our wisdom and have it appreciated, which really we have no control over. So it's not really a good goal.
If you text your wisdom to me, I will appreciate it, but I also will not order the CTA.
Okay.
I don't know that you'll get what you want in that.
All right. Well, I have to get ready for work. You need to rest and spend some time with your family.
Yeah. For a couple days. And then I'll see you this weekend, I think, right? Maybe not. Yeah. Yay. Okay. Well, everyone, thanks for hanging at the Nurses Station with Kelly and Sam. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Hey guys, this is Kelly from At the Nurses Station. Sam and I would like to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly our own and do not in any way reflect the position of our employers. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and in no way should be considered medical advice. As always, consult a qualified medical provider for questions regarding your health or medical conditions. We hope you have fun listening to us today, and we'll see you next time at the Nurses Station.